welcome to this week's episode of Watch These Films. I'm your host, Bianca Barnett. Okay, this week we're going to talk about one of my favorite cult movies. Okay, I'm breaking away from the norm. I'm not doing something from the 80s, and I'm not doing a slasher film, and I'm not talking about heavy metal. What am I going to talk about this week? Well, you might have guessed from the get-up, Frankenhooker.
Holy Jesus Christ. This could get ugly.
Alright, this movie was directed by Frank Henenlotter, which some of you may know from Basket Case fame or from one of my other favorite movies, Brain Damage.
Very busy here tonight. This is like a smorgasbord here. What a buffet.
This film was made in 1990 and it stars the very pretty, very sexy Patty Mullen. Now, she was a Penthouse pet in the 80s. I think it was like 1986 or something. I could be wrong. I don't know. But unfortunately, she only went on to do 2 movies, I think, in her entire career, which is a real shame because not only is she very pretty, but she also seems to be a good actress and pretty cool, too.
Got any money?
Money? No, I don't have any money.
Okay, so she is engaged to Jeffrey Franken, nice name, right? Which is played by James Lorinz. Some of you might remember him from his eccentric character in Street Trash, which is also kind of a cool flick if you ever want to check that out. So, Jeffrey is a medical student kick out. He was kicked out of medical school not once, not twice, but 3 times. And apparently he either thinks his girlfriend is overweight or she thinks she's overweight, which is ridiculous. I think she's even wearing like a fat suit in this movie. And it's so funny because she's still tiny even though she's supposed to be fat. And she's going around saying, oh, I've tried everything. I've tried to lose weight. I've tried Weight Watchers. And I've tried this and that. And I can't lose it. I don't know what's happening. And it's really funny because she's like super tiny.
I even had Jeffrey staple my stomach and nothing helps.
Jeffrey stapled your stomach?
Yeah, but it didn't help much. I'm still a compulsive eater.
I didn't know Jeffrey was a doctor.
Well, yes and no.
I thought he worked for New Jersey Electric.
Oh, he does. He's just sort of a doctor in his spare time. Calls himself a bioelectrotechnician, whatever that means.
So when I heard that, I just had this image immediately of this guy with like a cheap stapler, like running around, like. No wonder why it didn't work.
Well, is he at least going to medical school?
Goodness, no. He's been kicked out of 3 of them already.
So the big birthday present at this party is a remote-controlled lawnmower. But she wants to show how it works and show off Jeffrey's work. So she's messing with it, and she's like, look at this, check this out. And then the lawnmower comes, and little does she know, she's just devoured and eaten, and not eaten, but just chopped to pieces by this lawnmower. And it's like, blood's going everywhere, and it's just, oh no, Elizabeth.
You're on UHF, don't stand in front of it!
So she dies in this horrendous, horrible freak lawnmower accident death. And the worst part about it, the town is not, well, they're concerned that she died. It's so young and so beautiful and everything. But they're mostly concerned that they cannot find certain of her body parts. Like, they allude to, I don't know what it is, but definitely her head is missing. And everyone's freaking out.
Of course, it's hard to be real specific at this point, but yes, apparently parts of her are missing.
Do you know which parts or how many?
Like I said, it's hard to be real specific at this point. She's just one big jigsaw puzzle.
Jigsaw puzzle?
Jigsaw puzzle.
So, Jeffrey Franken, he's just, after Elizabeth's death, he's just hiding away in his room. And I don't know, I think he's becoming dangerously immoral and antisocial, and I don't know what he's going to do. But for fun, sometimes he takes a drill and puts it in his head and drills into his own head so he can get ideas and inspiration.
Okay, I gotta get some stewardesses. Take the Van Wyck Expressway out to Kennedy Airport. I'll walk onto the plane. I got a maintenance uniform on. Girls, There's a screw loose in a luggage door. You gotta follow me and get off the plane. I'll get him in the back of a van. I'll tie him over the extension cord.
So he decides he's got to get body parts together, and when this big electric storm comes, it's going to bring and reanimate the body of Elizabeth. Well, not really her body, all the pieces of other women's bodies, because he lost her body. All he has left is her head.
Cleanse the palate now. There we go. Nice and slow. That's very good. That's it. That's it. Very good. Nice and easy. It's very nice. Very tidy. Very neat.
So he gets this great idea that he's going to get hookers, because hookers already want to sell their bodies, right? The great thing about hookers in movies from the 80s and 90s, and even sometimes today, is there are these cool stereotype hookers. I've never seen a real hooker that looked like that, and yes, I've seen hookers. They always look like missing teeth and sweatshirts and dirty, nasty, walking down, Crackcoat Lane, and they're like, yeah, I'll blow you for $1. And, that's really sad in real life, but in the movies, hookers are awesome. They have, like, disco hot pants on, and, like, fur coats, and fishnet stockings.
Hey, you looking for some action? Want a date? Hey, you! Need some company and you're lonely? Come on!
So, Jeffrey gets super crack. He first buys crack, and then he makes it super crack, so the rocks are like this big. So after he's got all these hookers together, and he decides, oh, I'm becoming immoral, dangerously immoral. I don't think I can do this anymore. So instead, he tells them, just go, and they get mad, and they're like, well, fine. And then they're walking out, and then one of the hookers finds this super crack, and the rocks are like this big. I'm serious. And it even had me jonesing for a second, and I don't even like crack. I've never tried it, but I was thinking, I don't know, super crack, and it's like this big. Is that like a Big Mac of crack? I don't know. So anyway, the super crack, these ladies start smoking it, and all of a sudden they're like, and then like all the hookers blow up, and it's really cool. It's like 4th of July with prostitutes. And so legs and arms and hands and boobs are all flying all over the place. And he's freaking out. It's like, oh my God, I'll put you all back together. Don't worry, I'm so sorry about this. I'm so sorry about this. I'm so sorry. And he's like picking up all their body parts, putting in a trash bag before he leaves.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. It's an accident. Look. I want to apologize to everybody here, please. I'm going to put everybody back together. I promise you.
So he measures all of the hookers' parts. Like, he checks their thigh circumference, and he checks their butt cheeks, and he's putting little check marks on their butts, and he's checking their boobies and legs and hands and everything. I mean, he wants the perfect woman, which is kind of an insult to his fiancée, because I know she's dead, but he's just kind of saying like, well, you weren't perfect before, so now is my chance to make you perfect. Of course, it means bigger boobs and smaller everything else, and I think he might have a foot fetish.
Oh my God. Bunions!
So she becomes reanimated, and it's awesome. It's like, looking for some action? Want a date? The best part is when she's Frankenhooker and she comes out of the subway like this. And then she starts pushing guys out of the way. She's like, looking for a date? Want some action?
Want a date? You going out?
No thanks. I'm on my way home, but thanks anyway.
Well, look at the lady in purple. What truck hit you?
You looking for some action?
Hey, get your hands off me, babe.
So this movie, I love it. It's a cult classic in my opinion. I gave it 3 stars. I think you should check it out because it's kind of a really quirky, cool blend of horror and comedy. It is sort of absurd comedy. I mean, there's gore, but it's all very, you know, playful and kind of comical. Like I said, it's like 4th of July explosions and things, and it's obviously fake. But that's part of the fun, in my opinion. There is a lot of nudity, but it's never really like grotesque or sleazy or anything like that. There's like one sex scene, and it's funny as well. So I think you should check out Frankenhooker because I think it's awesome.
Yay!